All right, we're going live. Let's go.
Okay, hello, we're back, and I'm with my good friend Sheila Cahoon here, and we've got a lot to talk about today about what's going on in Michigan this week. And, Donald Trump is making an attempt to get rid of the Department of Education, which should have been done 10 seconds after Jimmy Carter started it in the 1970s. It has been an absolute disaster for the children of the United States of America. We have went right down the sewer, more and more money into education, less and less education, and yet no one, no Congress, national, state, or anybody has stood up and done anything about it. So praise God for President Trump in trying to get rid of this ugly, terrible Department of Education. Now, in so doing, if he is successful, it means that the state's departments of education become all the more important. And Michigan is a sewer pit when it comes to our Department of Education. So we have Sheila Cahoon with us. She spoke to them this week, and she'll be able to explain to you what they're trying to do and what all happened. We're very proud of what she did this week, along with many of the parents that went there and gave testimony. But anyway, Sheila, welcome. And
thanks again, Mark,
for
always having
me. Go
me.
for it, kid.
Yeah, no problem. So the Michigan Department of Education is changing their health and sex ed guidelines. They are instituting these guidelines. The last ones were created in 2007. And so, of course, things need to be updated per, normal. But they're trying to, just for example, when you go to the document, for 6th to 8th grade, they are trying to make it where kids in 6th to 8th grade need to know what gender identity is, sexual identity, and all the things that have to go with gender. I'm sorry, but at 10 years old to 12 years old, my child does not need to know anything about that, and I don't need another adult who is not in my family, who doesn't know my principles. I don't need them teaching my child those things that are, quite honestly, inappropriate in my house to talk about. Sure, we will teach them when we see fit for our particular child, but to have a public school go that far in an overreach into a family's home, which is what they're doing, by teaching, by putting these standards out there for kids to be taught in 6th to 8th grade is absolutely disgusting. My comment yesterday was more about, there was a part in there about bullying. And as we know, look what happened to Charlie Kirk. He got killed. Mm-hmm. The people that usually do the bullying and harming are the people that call for inclusivity.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
So that is even seen at the board table by Dr. Pugh. Dr. Pugh has relentlessly attacked Tom and Nikki because she doesn't agree with their politics or with the way that they think. And she even called yesterday, she called the parents that were speaking in and talking about all the health guidelines and what was in it, and she said, well, they're spreading misinformation. I find it crazy, and this is really what they try to do, is they try to make it seem like we're the crazy ones by calling us misinformation spreaders, mm-hmm. when in fact we are actually giving our viewpoint, and our viewpoint by how many parents showed up yesterday and how many called in to say that this should be rejected by the board. There was at least 80 parents there, and there were about 19 parents that called online. The fact that all of those people are standing up and saying we don't want this, I think it's not information. And in fact, it is accurate information that we keep trying to put out there. But the fact that people like Dr. Pugh says that it's misinformation is all the more reason that we need more parents to stand up, come to these board meetings.
Absolutely.
In fact, next month, in November, on a Thursday. It's actually on a Thursday this time because there's a holiday that falls on the Tuesday in November. I think it's Veterans Day. But anyways, the board meeting is going to be on Thursday, and they're going to take a vote at that board meeting for these health standards. So, like I said yesterday to the people at the board, there's been a mass exodus since COVID happened. The amount of people that will pull their children from the public school system if this passes will be at alarming rates, which honestly, you know what? Maybe that's what we need to happen in order for these just crazy people to think, like let's just take it back to academics. Gender ideology is not academics. And actually what somebody said, I think it was at the board meeting, was a public comment, and they said that, no, actually it was on one of the calls. They said that this is a belief. It isn't, this is a belief by someone. It's an ideology, which is a belief by someone. Mm-hmm. It is not fact. Mm-hmm. A fact would be a boy can't be a girl and a girl can't be a boy. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. That's biologically a fact. So ideologies are theories and they're beliefs by someone. And quite honestly, I don't believe that a boy can be a girl, and I don't believe that a girl can be a boy. I don't believe in gender ideology. So I am not going to be a part of that.
And you are backed up by scientific fact.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I homeschool my kids, so my kid's not going to be learning that in any way, shape, or form. But I'm speaking out because I need families, parents, elected officials, people that are running for office to start standing up and speaking up, because this is only going to get worse. If you think that staying quiet is just going to make this just kind of like brush away and go away into the darkness, it won't. So we need parents to show up to the board meeting next month in November. It's the second Thursday. We need you to come and speak up, or just come and be there to support other parents as they speak up, and show the board that there's a lot of parents that don't want this. They saw that yesterday and they still called it misinformation. And they're doing all this, and our kids are actually having failing grades. They have failing grades. Let me repeat it again. Failing grades in math and English. We are 44th in the nation. And yet our priorities are we're gonna focus on gender and teach gender to the kids. It's because they need this agenda be pushed onto the kids. You change a generation, you change their mind, and you change a whole generation, and this is what they're trying to do. And we need to stop it.
Because they are a destructive force. The socialists are a total destructive force in the United States. They've been trying to destroy America at every level for years and years and years, and they're going after our children big time. Now, I want you to understand that if you believe, none of us are perfect, but if you believe in basic morality and that there are limits and so on and so forth, and you're basically a person that believes in living a moral life the best you can and that kind of thing, you are the vast majority. Look what happened with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I never dreamed. I'd followed him somewhat. I watched a lot of his videos. I was very impressed. I never dreamed the global reach that young man had. Great big huge events in South Korea and all over Europe and everywhere after this man's murder. You are not a minority. We are a vast majority. We have been governed by a bunch of weak, sick socialists who are trying to destroy the moral integrity. Communism takes over a country by chaos, destroying the history, destroying the family, destroying the morality, destroying everything in the family, and burn it all down. And that's what they're doing in America. They've been doing it for some time, and it's got to come to a stop. President Trump is doing a marvelous job, but he can't do it alone. You and I have to all stand up. And there's going to be an election next year on these school, what do they call these individuals?
They're school board members
school
for the
board.
state
The
school
state
board.
school board.
There'll be, I think there's
We
two
got to
open
get rid of
seats.
these people, ladies and gentlemen, and the majority have got to put in someone that thinks like the majority and return our education. $10,000 a year they spend on these kids, and they can't read. And it goes on decade after decade. And where's our elected officials? Who stands up in the legislature, whether it be Michigan or America, the federal? Who is changing all this? President Trump can't do it alone. And these deadbeats in Congress and in Lansing, they just argue and argue. We have some good ones. But they're always a minority.
There's actually a few that actually spoke up publicly online. Ralph Rebrandt, who is a candidate for governor, he came.
Good. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Kevin Gajewski, candidate for attorney general. Monica Utuma came and spoke. She's running for the Secretary of State. And there was actually a House rep that was there because this particular this whole thing was actually tried to be passed in the majority Democrat House when they had it, and it failed. So he was there yesterday, and he spoke up. I forgot what his name is, but anyways, Jamie Green spoke up online, or she spoke out against this. Jamie Thompson did. Rep Josh Shriver spoke out against this. But yet
good reps.
But we don't hear from the other elected officials. And when I actually spoke out against this at the 10th district meeting, I had a lot of people looking at me sideways, kind of like, I don't know that I want to say anything, it seemed. And yet we still haven't heard from many of the elected officials that are out there. This shouldn't be something that they stay quiet from, because if you remember back in 2022, many people, including pastors, stayed quiet about the abortion issue, and look where that got us. And now we don't have anyone talking out against this. We have Ralph Rebrandt, who is a great pastor, and he is speaking out against this. But where are all the pastors? Where are all of the pastors and the elected officials? Where is your protection for the kids? You want to toe the line and be like, hey, I got to get all the votes. But you know what? What's important is the kids. The kids don't need to learn this. There are adults that they can't even grasp with what it means, with what gender ideology means and gender and all that stuff. There's adults that can't even comprehend that. And you're going to teach it to a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old?
And one thing it does, I've noticed too, that I'd never really thought about before, is that these children go through this transition, I guess you'd say, and guess what? They become sterile. Gee, I wonder if that could be, I can't tell you how ugly this is and how terrible it is. And where is the church in America? This church in this country is sickening. Like you said, where are the ministers, the pastors, the priests? Where are these people? There are good ones out there.
They think that getting into like this is a political thing, and it is. But you can't separate right now. You can't The Democrats have pushed this so far, where you have to. This is about saving the children. Children, as we know, are gifts from God. Why would you not save them? Why would you not save them from this? Pastor Ralph Rebrandt yesterday brought up Chloe. Chloe is a detransitioner. She when she was 16, she transitioned, and or maybe younger, and then she detransitioned out of it, and she is speaking up about the detransitioning and about what they did to her, and you know, she had surgeries to remove her breasts, and there are people out there that are removing body parts, removing internal body parts that will make you sterile. Like, you will not be able to have kids if you have a hysterectomy. Like, that is a thing. Why would you do that? And why would you allow your child to do that? Maybe say, hey, let's pause. Let's pause a moment And let's wait to see, because this gender dysphoria is so confusing, and you have many years ahead of you. This is just a blip in your life. You don't really know what you're doing at this moment in time. And I'm your parent, and I'm going to protect you from the evil that's out there that is telling you to cut these body parts out and off. And that's what parents should be doing, and that's what pastors should be doing. So I know I'm pretty passionate and getting a little worked up by it, but I'm sorry. When I hit those pearly gates, I need God to look at me and say, "Oh my goodness, thank you for standing up for my precious children."
And not say, "What did you do to the child I gave you?"
Right.
And this is extremely critical and important. Our children, it's been bad enough for decades. They haven't been educated. They've been trained.
Correct.
And now this. So the woke crowd, which is a clear minority, but people are afraid to speak out because they think that they're a minority. No, we are the vast majority. We have a filthy media that's been promoting this garbage. And to look at things out there in society, you'd think that, oh my gosh, the whole world thinks this way. No, they don't. The mentally ill and the sickos and the socialists think this way, but not the American people. And this has got to be stopped.
People don't have to go full on, be a total Republican, and
Right.
that's not even where we are. Like, this is just a morality. This is just a morale thing. This has nothing to do with politics at all.
Life and death.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, when people go and change and cut body parts off, and then they change their mind back, these detransitioners are so upset.
Yeah.
They have to go through so much therapy. So my question is so you're going to have to go through therapy when you detransition. Why not take yourself to therapy before you even transition to kind of just figure things out? Well, you're going to end up doing it at a detransition, but you're going to lose half your body.
They don't want the children to figure it out.
Yeah.
They want to destroy them.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thank you. I thank you for this opportunity. We got to keep track of this and talk about it again. And I thank you very much for doing this again. I thank you for going there along with the other parents too.
Yeah, there was a lot of parents there.
Yep, and they were right. They're not giving misinformation.
No.
That socialists that said that. Anyway.
And I'll link the standards to this video in the description where this video is located, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. You can go read them yourself and determine for yourself as a parent if you think that it's appropriate to show this, to show all of what's in there to children, because it also talks about same sex, kind of like making it okay to know that you are attracted to the same sex. Okay, but I don't need you, adult, talking to my kid about same-sex anything or gender anything.
Correct.
My child's gender and sex is irrelevant in the conversation in public school. Period. Hard stop. It is nothing for anybody to understand what happens in my house with my son's sexuality. It's not their business.
Amen.
Nobody needs to know about it.
Couldn't agree more.
So,
Thank you.
yep. Thanks, Mark.
You guys take care, okay? Go to michiganmatters.org. You'll be able to find out, what all we're doing. There's a calendar and events and that type of thing. If you can donate a little, if they're able to do it there, we appreciate any help you can give us. And we'll be seeing you again. Thank you.